Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and if this video turns out, it's going to be some kind of miracle. I have been trying all day to get a video done, and I'm having major problems with my computer. It is acting up. It don't want to focus. I mean, I don't even know if it's in focus now. I can't tell. But it's driving me insane. And it's part my computer and part my... I'm just looking to see if it's focusing. It's part my computer and part my camera, I think. I need a different camera, but anyway. Okay, let's get started on this day. Since I have been up since 4:30 this morning and I still haven't got too much done, let's get started. Now, we're going to work with some junk mail envelopes again today. I say again, we haven't worked with but just a few in the last few days. So we're going to work with some of these. I know I had a lot of people that had requested more videos using junk mail. So I've got so many junk mail envelopes over there that I think we can oblige. Now I'm kind of eyeballing it as far as cutting this off from where, you know, having this little piece and this little piece. You can do much better than me and measure if you want, but that's close enough for me. And I'm going to save that little piece. It'll make a good pocket, so don't throw those away. I'm using some of the ones that I have that have the big window in it, and you'll see why in a minute. I don't normally use the windows, do I? Now I'm going to try to do about the same here and here, so. And it may be a little bit different, but there again, it's not going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. So we're going to start out with one. Now I pulled out 6 or 7, and that's just being real productive if I get all of those done. But I think what I'm going to do first, before I start anything else, is that I'm going to cover this inside, or most of it, with some book page. You don't have to cover it all because it's going to be glued together, and you'll see why in a little bit. But I'm going to cover most of it with some book page. And I should have plenty of book page, as many books as I have torn up lately, huh? Let's see. Got some pieces here. I try to use my pieces when I can. See if I can get some of those out of my stash first. I think that'll be a good one right there. So what are you guys doing? Sorry I didn't get a video up on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Of course, I very seldom do a video on Sundays, but I've had a rough couple of days and I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. Most of you know why. I don't have to go over why, but I just couldn't get the gumption up to get it done. I'm just going to tear off some of this edge. I may have to tear off a whole lot more, but as a matter of fact, I know I will. Let's just go ahead and tear off more. Yeah, it's been, I mean, I always have a rough September. Look how brittle that book is. Just me trying to pick it up, and I've torn it. But I do have a rough September all around, and you know why. Most of you that have been with me for a long time know why. A lot of my, well, most of my family that have passed in September, and my husband passed on the 19th, which was Friday, and I couldn't get anything done. I know some people say, oh, after a while you get over it and you just have to go on. I know I have to go on, and I am going on, but as far as getting over it, I don't know how you get over it. I don't know how anybody gets over it. If they did, they didn't love their husband like I do. And don't give me any hate mail for that. I'm just saying, I mean, my husband was my high school sweetheart, so we were together for many, many years, almost 50 when he passed 3 years ago. So I didn't know anything else except my hubby. I mean, he was my lifeline and my best friend and my confidant and everything else. So we just, it was just one of those things that I will never get over that. I'm sorry, I just never will. Now I'm going to cover around the edges. I'm not going to use all book pages, but I'm going to put some book page down around there, and then we'll use some other things. And I'm just trying to grab out some that are different colors. I don't want them all the same color. So let's see. And please don't think that I'm criticizing you if you or, you know, have gotten over it and you love your husband. I'm not criticizing you. I just wish I knew how you're doing it. Let's see. Da-da-da. I don't know what I'll put out here exactly. We'll come up with something. I'm just going to start off by tearing some of this paper, putting it down. And I'm just going to tear it a little bit wider and then we'll trim it. I may have to tear that a little bit even in order for it to look right. That paper's too brittle to tear too, so I'm betting 1,000 on this one. Some of your book pages are just too brittle to do a lot of tearing on, so you just have to kind of make do where you can. Now I don't really want that completely straight, so I'm just going to use my tear ruler on it, since this one tears a lot better. I'm just going to use my tear ruler and just give it a little bit of a crinkled edge. And I am going to ink mine. You don't have to do that. That's not something that you have to do. But I just like the inked effect. And I'm only going to ink right now the inside, because I am going to be trimming the edges off, and then we'll come back and do the edges later. I'm trying to just put glue right on the edge of that window. We'll see how good I did. I would love to use some of this book page. I wish it wasn't so brittle, so I could tear it and get a little bit of straightness to it. It's just falling apart in my hand. I could probably cut it with a trimmer, but I really don't want to do that. I want it to be, no, it's just not going to work. Okay, let's do a piece of this one then. But I'm feeling a lot better today. Thank all of you who sent me messages and all of that. I appreciate it. Feeling a lot better. Didn't sleep much last night, but that was nobody's fault but my own. My kiddos had to leave today to go to Tennessee for the National Quartet Convention. And when they have to go out of town, it's almost like I have to go out of town with them. And I don't, but I wake up when they do. And I don't know why that is. Melina was like, Mother, why are you waking up so early? Because I messaged her this morning. And I said, I don't know. I'm not trying to. I just am. I said, I don't want to wake up this early. But every time y'all are either out late, I don't know why I'm even trying to open that. I can't use that. I gotta use this. Every time they're even out late, I always am awake until they get home safe and sound. And when they're going somewhere, I'm always on pins and needles until they get there. So that's me. Some mothers may not be that way, but that's me. My kids are grown and got kids of their own, but I still worry about them just like they're little bitty babies. Let's see. I've got a piece that looks too much like those pieces. And I did have, I was going to do a video Saturday because I was really feeling better Saturday. But I ended up with a doggone sore throat. And I don't know, excuse me, I'm going to be clogging up here in a minute. I don't know where that came from. I just ended up with a sore throat, that's all I can say. I blamed it on Brandon because he came in the other day to work and he said he had a little bit of a sore throat, but I think it's just the changing of the weather and that kind of thing. Because, I mean, I really didn't feel too bad. I felt a little bit bad yesterday, but I didn't feel like horrible or anything. I still got around and done stuff, but I just, when I swallow, it hurts, and I think that's one of the reasons I woke up this morning pretty early is because my throat was bothering me, and I got up and took some medicine. But, yeah, I told Brandon, I said, it's all your fault. He said, now wait a minute. He said, I wasn't sick. I said, well, I'm not really sick. I just have a sore throat. He said, well, I didn't even get close to you, which he didn't. He was in his little office cubbyhole, and I was in mine. But just one of those things. Like I said, I think most of it's just the allergies and the time of year it is, because it started getting a little bit cool here, and when it does that, normally I get a little bit of a sore throat. Let's see. I don't want to put that on there. I think I want, I would like to have some of this really brown on there, but I'm afraid it's just not going to happen. It's very, very falling apart. Well, we might be able to put it right there. Okay, we'll try. Any paper that you use like this, and this is a good thing to use the brittle paper on, but anything you use it on it, anything you use it on, I'll get it out in a minute. Make sure that you put lots of glue down, because every little bit of this needs to be glued. Because if you don't, pieces will fall off of it. So let's put that right there. See, I already got a little tiny piece right there falling off, but I'm not going to stress over it. I'm just going to kind of bring it in a little bit. Once we get everything else put on these, and I may not get but one of these done. I mean, these take a little bit of time, but they're very pretty when you finish them. It's just, and you don't have to put book page. You can use some of your pattern paper, whatever you have. You don't have to use a book page. You can even use some of your little, just like, let's see, like this. Some of these little pages, you can even put some of those on there. Let's grab one. No, because of what I'm going to put in the middle, I don't want to use any of that. But you could use some of your little word labels and things. You could do that. Could put that on there. So let's go ahead and see if I can finish this without talking your ears off. Just about done it, hadn't I? Talked your ears off today. I had so many plans because I woke up so early. I thought, oh, I'm going to get up, take my medicine, get my throat feeling better, get my coffee. And boy, I'll get some stuff done today because I'm up at the crack of dawn, before the crack of dawn. Well, guess what? With all my computer problems, all I've done today is try to put out the fires on the computer. And I'm about to set it on fire. I guess I can't complain. My computers are, but all of them, well, both of them are very, very old. I've had them for a long time. And I try to do maintenance on them every so often, but you know how that goes. You get busy and you forget all about it. But I'm going to get a wipey because I got a little bit of glue on that window. I got a little bit of glue on that window. Have y'all ever heard anybody say winder? My mother used to say winder. She said, get away from that winder, girl. You talking about country now. My mama was country. She come right out of the Blue Ridge Mountains. on the reservation up there, the Cherokee Indian Reservation. That's where her mother was from. She wasn't necessarily from there, but her mother was a full-blood Cherokee. So, you know what? I might put that up there. I like that, where I've stamped on that just a little bit. See, I don't need to worry about that side. I need to worry about this side. Try to tear it off to where I won't lose that stamp. Let's see. Let's tear it a little bit more. I'm going to use my tear ruler. Tear. No, I mean, I'm country too. We were all raised country. We were country when country wasn't cool. Isn't that a Barbara Mandrell song? Hadn't heard anything from her in a long time. Yes, I'm chattering today. I guess because I've had my coffee and my little ice drink, so I'm pretty well souped up. Let's see. That right there. And I think over here, I'm going to tear it. No, I'm going to just cut it at the end. Couldn't remember which I wanted to do, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. We can put something else on it if we want to. And yeah, you see me saving these little bitty pieces. Hard for me to throw away book pages. Okay, I'm going to ink around all of my edges. So I love, love, love that look. I like the very vintage feel of it. And it only takes a second to do, so it doesn't bother me. Okay, so there we have that part of it. And we have the, and I've probably closed the inside up, but that's okay. We have this part. Now we're going to put something in this window so that it will show through and be very pretty. And I was going to look and see. My friend sent me some more flowers, very pretty flowers. Well, I was trying to see if I have any that might be tall enough in here. And I think most of these are probably shorter. We can always drag out some of our other ones, but I wanted to check in here first. I haven't looked at all of them, so I don't know what they all are. Oh, just stuck that right back together. I hate these big old plastic, or these little plastic bags. You can't get your hand in it. Okay, we've got some tulips. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Could use that. Do a winter scene with that. Let's look in here and see what's in here. If I can find the opening. There is an opening. I know there is. This may not be tall enough either. If it's not, we'll go with some of my larger ones. No, these are going to be a little bit too tiny. We could put some different ones in there and just angle them different ways, but I'd rather go with one of my other ones. For right now, we'll come back to some of those a little bit later on. There's some beautiful ones in here. So let me grab my flower container here. I mean, I'm not shy of flowers, am I? I mean, that wouldn't have to have anything else. Or that one. Oops. Oh, that's gorgeous. I think I might put that one in there. And so you can also use some of these. Now, I'll put a link below where she gets these. I believe that's where she gets them anyway. I'm not 100%, but I have seen them on there. So I'll put a link to where they are if you guys want to pick them up. A lot of times they have them on sale, and they're very inexpensive when they have them on sale. But I don't know if right now they're on sale or not. And these are the ones that I have such a hard time getting the little backing off of. There we go. You almost have to poke a hole in it to get the backing off. So we're going to go in here and try our best not to stick this down until we're ready, but no guarantees. Oh, that worked out good. Look at that. Now, you can stitch around these, or you can just glue it up. I'm going to stitch around some of mine, but I will wait until probably after the video. I may stitch around one and let you just see how it looks. And then the other ones, you know, if you don't stitch, then you can glue. It's not a big deal. And then you can put a backing on this that's a writable backing. And then this can be a little journal card or a tag. You could cut it and make it a tag. So let's make another one. I love that. I think it turned out really good. So now I'm anxious to make another one. So let's use, this is a bigger opening here. Ooh, let me put this down here. I'm going to use it again, so I'm just going to put it right there in the floor. But you can use any of your envelopes that you have. If you don't have the ones exactly this size, don't worry about it. Just use what you have. I'm going to save that for a pocket. Pocket. I like to not say that word. I drank a bottle of water before I got over here, hoping that it would keep my voice from going until I finished, but alright, I think on this one, since it's a smaller area, I think what I'm going to do is use some washi around this one, if I can find the right color. So hold on, let me find some washi. Okay, I'm going to use just some, maybe some tans. I don't want any real bright anything because I'm going to put a flower in there and I don't want it to interfere with my flower. I wish these people would wrap it the right way. Somebody, when I said that one time, somebody said they wrap that way because that's the way they read. Well, you know, they should still wrap it the other way for me. Do I think I'm entitled? No, I don't really. I'm kidding. Oh, pooey. Okay, well, that'll work. We'll just make this the top. Did you see what I did? I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. No, no, no. I do not think I am entitled. By no means. Just ignore my fingers because they're all in different colors right now. They've got glue and ink and everything else on them. I've also been working on a printer this morning because my printer has decided that it wanted to fall out on me. So it's one thing and another around here today. Let's see. Is that the right way up? Yeah. I think I'll just put that right there. So drag out that washi. I know everybody has a ton of washi just like I do. Drag out your washi and you know, you can decorate it up a lot better than I'm doing. I am just putting some color down, and I don't want any bright color since I'm going to put flowers on the inside because I don't want anything to take away from my flowers. Alright, let's see. Let's see if that's not going to be wide enough. So we're going to put that down the side. You can also mix your washi with your book page if you want to. So you could put a little bit of washi on here and then put some book page on too. And I'm just tearing the ends of mine because I don't mind if they're jagged like that. But you do you. You do what you want to do. If you don't, some people can't stand it unless it's cut. That's fine. You cut it all you want. This one is about out, so it's down to the very bottom end. And I am going to, this one I will cut because I need just a piece of it, and the writing goes across this way. So we're going to put it, let's see. Right, now I've got a little piece right there that I did not get anything on, so we'll probably tear this back a little bit, and then I'll put something else on there. And on this one, I'm going to cut it too because I don't want it to tear my envelope. All right, and you can fold those around if you want. I'm not going to fold them around right now because I'm going to be putting something on the inside. This is an old Tim Holtz that I've had forever, and it may not even come off the roll. It's almost at its end too. Use up some of these that have been sitting around for a while. Let's see. Ooh, that one's not going to be wide enough either. Let's see if it'll go over here. Yeah, this side's a little bit narrower. So we'll put it right there. And then I need, let's see. I put that one at the top. I've used that one. Used that one. I've used that one. And that one. So let me see if I can grab one more. Okay, I needed one that was a little bit thicker, and I don't think this is much thicker. Not thicker. Wider. Wider. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to do it either. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're just going to lay that down there. I'll use some of this one. You can see I'm trying to just go in the tones, the browns and tans, just so that I can put this down and it doesn't take away from my image on the inside. Okay, that one will work. And then we need one more little piece right there. Okay, I think I'll try to use a little bit of this one. I don't think I've even used this one. Maybe one time. Some of these are very, very old. And like this one don't act like it wants to tear right. I don't think I want that piece there. And I'll use those little pieces of washi, don't worry about that. Not wasted. I put up some new digitals over the weekend. Alicia had a couple, I think, and then I had one. So if you want to check those out. I did put them up, as far as I remember, I put them up in both the Etsy store and the .com. For some reason, I'm thinking I might not have put, I don't know, I feel like I didn't put mine up in the .com store, but I think I did. I think I did. This one didn't have enough glue on it, so I had to add a little bit more. All right, I think that'll work on that one. Now we got to put our little piece of book page on the inside. I say little piece. This one's going to take a larger piece of book page. Maybe I can get this in there. I don't know what this was folded for, but we're going to unfold it. This is a Jane Austen. Okay, let's see if that slides in there better. It does. And then I'm going to tear it off right down here. And I'm just going to put that in there like that and trim it, and then I'll glue it. You think it's going to take me an hour or two to get Oh, this acetate's got a little bit of a damaged piece to it, but we're going to leave it because I think, and I just put a little bit of glue behind that book page because once we get it all put together, it's not going to matter anyway. I love, love, love my big containers that my sweet buddy got me to put all my flowers in. Love them. Let's see. Nah, that's a little bit big. Let's try a different one. Oh, I think this one will be pretty. Yeah, that'll be pretty. See, it doesn't take away, these colors don't take away from the flower, and plus you can put any color flower in there when you're using neutral colors on the outside. But then there again, you can use whatever colors you want and then just have the flower ready so that you'll know what color you need. Uh-oh, don't stick down until I get ready for you to. Now you can take these all the way apart on the sides, and so that you can get your flowers down there in there easier. I didn't want to do that, so I just did that. We can also put a little label in there. Let me grab a little label. I think I just want a little, maybe long label. Doesn't really have to say anything. Just a little long label like this. Maybe put that in there. And I'm going to ink it up so it'll stand out a little bit better. And let's see if I can get my glue. Since my glue, I haven't used it in 4 days, it's trying to balk on me. Alright, let's put that little label right across there. And then let's do one here. No, that's too wide. This one definitely needs a little tiny one. Little tiny. There we go. There's a narrow one right there. So I'm going to trim this just a little bit more. It's got a little bit of brown on it. I'm going to trim off. I hope my computer is still filming. If it's not, I don't know what to tell you guys. I may throw it out in the grass here in a minute. Oh, did I close you? Not quite. Let's see. We could put it up there. I think that might be what I do. Just put it right there. Put it down just a little bit. That's straight-ish. Needs to go up a little bit. Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. We can't do that. Do you see why we can't do that? We got that one up there. So, I need to wipe that off so it doesn't stick together. And when it dries, it'll be fine, so don't worry about that. I got a little glue on the acetate. So I guess we'll go down here with it. Yeah, I couldn't put a label and a label and a label together. A label and a label. There we go. That'll work. Now, so we've got 2 of them made. I know it took me forever to do that, didn't it? I'm going to stitch around both of these, and then I'll come back and show you what the stitching looks like. And then I may let you go for the day. And then again, I might do a 3rd one. Who knows? I'll see you back in just a minute. Okay, here they are. Finished. Well, they're stitched around. They're not finished. And I got a little bit crooked right there. I don't know what happened to me. But, you know, you can put your backing on before you stitch around it if you want to. I'll probably just put my backing on over the stitching, or I may just put it on the inside. I don't know. But, and you wouldn't even have to put a backing on if you don't want, because this is a white area. But I really don't like that white on there, so I think I'm going to put a little piece of probably just coffee stained paper or coffee dyed paper. And then these will be finished. Now you can go back and stitch around through here if you want. It's up to you. Or you can just glue them. They don't have to be stitched. I mean, my stitching, I stitched them in brown, and you really don't see that much, but I just think they're cute. They're easy to make. I didn't come up with this idea on my own. I saw it on a YouTube short. Just somebody, I don't even remember who, and I don't even remember when. I'm sorry. I don't stop. And somebody said, you should be ashamed for not telling us or giving credit for the person who originated that. Well, a lot of times when I'm watching YouTube, I'm in my bed and I don't have a pen and paper with me, and I'm about to go to sleep and I can't remember who did it, who I watched. And a lot of times when I get up the next day, I've got so much to do and on my mind that I don't remember to go back and find that. And this has been probably 3 months ago. I just happened to think about it this morning. So that's why I don't exactly give credit, but I am telling you that it was on a YouTube short. I did not come up with it. I saw somebody else do it, and I just remembered it this morning because I had some envelopes laying on my desk, so it was like, I remember something to do with those. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. We would be happy to have you join us. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.